Hey guys, welcome back to the club chat. For those that don't know, we're doing like a 12 days of Christmas into the new year. We're called it 12 Days of the Club, giving you all the resources you need to skyrocket your results in 2026. This episode I'm super excited about because if you're anything like me, you'll be looking at, in the next few weeks, few days, looking at writing out some goals that you want to achieve this year and maybe putting together a vision board. I always have a vision board on my laptop and my phone background, so I'm always looking at it. They're so important to me, and like the amount of stuff that I have achieved off my vision boards is just crazy. Like I fully believe in them, fully believe in manifesting. Fully believe in manifesting and bringing in what you want. So over the next couple of days, I'm looking at doing that and bringing together all the goals I need to. We have a 3-year plan in the studio. So I extra excited this year because the vision's mapped out. It's like I just need to do the steps this year to get us to the 2028 vision. So it's super exciting. And then I chuck some of my own personal goals in there as well. So if you're anything like me, you might be sitting down and coming up with goals, vision board, New Year's resolutions, whatever you want to call it. What you're looking at, what you want to manifest this year, and you might be writing it down, or you might have already done it already. But I like to just my nervous system, I find at the end of the year just needs to completely just zone out of even what day it is or what's going on between Christmas and New Year's. And that's what I tend to do. I just enjoy life and just do what I need to. But now I'm sort of slowly getting back into work mode. We jump back in on the 5th of January. Over the next few days, that's right, now that I've got a calm nervous system, I'm settled, I filled up my cup, what do I really want to achieve? So then I can do this enjoyment with my family again at this time next year. What do I need to get done to be able to be like, oh my God, I've had another really successful year. So you might be writing down all those things that you want to achieve, which is fantastic. Love that. And there's so many resources out about that. So I didn't really dive into that too much during the 12 days because I feel like I can make better use of your time. But there's definitely lots of videos out there on how to set goals, realistic goals, how to keep yourself accountable, all the things. But today I wanted to talk about how when you're manifesting something or bringing something in or working towards your goals, you may attract what feels like a bunch of challenges and frustrations, or the complete opposite of what you're manifesting. So I wanted to chat about that today because I feel like this is a really interesting topic and something that I've realized last year. So there's so many things. I'm just going to use business as an example today because it's super easy for me, but there's so many things that I have wanted in my business for 2 years now. And you get to a point where you get super frustrated because you're like, why is it not happening? I'm working super hard. Why am I not getting to where I want to be? What is going on? And I do get super frustrated because I'm anyone that knows me knows how hard I work. I work massive days, almost 7 days a week, and I do it for nearly a whole year. So for 2 years now, I'm okay, this is what I wanted. And these goals that I've had since year 10 at school. So they're not something I've just sort of made up. I've had these goals for years and I'm super frustrated. I'm why are they still not happening? And then this year I was presented with a heap of challenges. When I felt like I was getting closer to that goal and achieving that goal, I was presented with a heap of challenges and frustrations, and I still haven't reached the goal. We'll get there. But it made me realize something last year, and that's the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, brings you what you want. And it always does. It always brings you what you want. But it will bring you what you want when you're at a version of yourself that can hold that. So what I find always happens to me is when I'm manifesting something, I will just a heap of challenges will be thrown at me. Everything that needs to come up with regards to my shadow work and deep dark, traumas and things that I need to deal with all come to light. And I'm me last year was why is all this stuff happening? I'm so frustrated, maybe it's not meant to be. But then I've come to realize through achieving some goals last year, getting to Hawaii, there was a lot of goals that I had to achieve to be able to get to the Hawaii business retreat that I went on. When I was manifesting going on that, so much stuff come up. And what made me realize was the person that I was when I set that goal to the person that actually went on that Hawaii trip were two completely different people. And it made me realize that the Chelsea that set that goal was not the Chelsea that was ready to go on the Hawaii trip. So I had to work through so much stuff beforehand because it just felt like the universe was just throwing stuff at me. You really serious about this? You really want this goal? Bang, here, do with this. bang, you need to sort this out. Here is your issues around not delegating tasks and not trusting your team. Here is some shadow work around all your traumas from school about people not liking you and you caring about what they think. And it was just like, it just kept coming and I just had to work through so much stuff. And then I've like, since that, I've looked back on like everything that I've always wanted in life. And it's always been presented with challenges and shadow work that you have to work through before you get to that point. So now it's made me realize all the goals that I've got next year, I'm like, bring it on. Because I can't wait to meet the Chelsea on the other side of these goals, because I know that it's going to require me to do so much expansion in myself and grow so much as a person and just work through all the shadow work that I need to work through. And I love it now. I love facing the hard. I love reflecting on myself and what's going on within myself. Like, I used to avoid it, but now I do not avoid it. Like, it feels so good on the other side when you work through the hard stuff. Like, it's just like a breath of fresh air when you realize, like it's something I'm still working on is like it might not seem like it, but I do care a lot about what people think more than what people probably realize. So like, I'm still working through that, but like, the version of me at the start of 2025 to me now, like, two completely different people. I wouldn't have started a podcast back then, and now I'm like, I don't care. Like, I have people that truly believe on me, like trust in me on their health journey. Like, I need to share these resources with them. It's selfish to keep it to myself. So yeah, I'm just like a completely different person from when I first started last year. So I'm super, super excited to see the version of myself when I reach these goals next year. And it's not if I reach these goals. I think that's the other thing is like, you're reaching these goals. Like, well, I'm reaching these goals no matter what challenges the universe throws at me, because I know it's all right, are you serious about this? And then it just dumps it on you. And I think that's the thing is like, if you're not ready to face challenges and work on yourself and your shadows, then probably don't manifest, because it's always going to be thrown at you. The universe is going to throw it at your face. God, whatever you believe in, is going to say, if you really want this, then you need to become this person. So here's everything that you need to work through to become that person. I think that's such a blessing. Like, I think that's super exciting. I want you to have a bit of a reflection on when you feel like maybe in the last year or even through your life, you might be able to think of good examples on when you were manifesting something and it just felt like you brought in the complete opposite to that. So example is you might be you want to bring in the most aligned partner. You guys are just like soulmates. Like, you have like a list of what you want them to be. And, you know, you're manifesting this life partner. That's the person you want to marry. You want to have kids with, everything. But when you've manifested that, you felt like you've brought in the complete opposite. And reflecting back, you might realize after listening to this little bit of podcast that you attracted someone that brought out parts of you that you needed to work on to be able to hold a relationship with your ultimate life partner. So maybe it brought up like your need for attention and validation, but like not in a healthy way. Like maybe, yeah, but not in a healthy way. Like, I know I've manifested people in my life to come into my life, and they have brought out sides of me that I didn't know I had. And I was like, you just like constantly challenge. So whether it's like my mentors, friendships, my partnership, like it does test you, and it's definitely tested sides of me. But then again, I'm like, it's such a blessing because then you get to work on those things and become a completely different person. So yeah, maybe it's like through that, or maybe you're manifesting a new job and then you find like nothing comes up, and you're just like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like, I feel stuck in the job I've got now. I'm super frustrated. Like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden you become a completely different person because you worked through all these challenges and shadows, and then you don't care anymore, and you're like, oh, whatever, I can work with the people I'm working with now, and I can keep the job I'm doing now, like I can make it work, whatever. And then before you know it, 3 job offers come up, and one of them is what you wanted, and the 2 other ones are maybe not what you want, but one's more money and one's better hours. I believe that's the universe testing you, saying, do you really want this? Is this really what you want? And sometimes you have to accept doing the hard yards now to reap the rewards later on, and you have to delay gratification. So if you have a job that you're manifesting that you really want, and then 2 other jobs show up, and like I said, one's more money and one's better hours, but then the job you want is maybe shitty hours and less money. But you know that if you do the hard yards now for 2 years, you're going to reap the rewards a lot better later on, because that's going to look better on your resume, and that's where you want to go in the future. And you have to be willing to face the discomfort and move through the hard and move through those challenges, because the blessings that have come into your life after that, are going to be worth more than the job now that is going to make you earn more money, or the job with better hours. And you'll find that every time you've moved away from those decisions and you haven't delayed gratification and you've got it instantly, it might not have helped you in the long run. I know, a big thing that I had to face this year, and it's probably only come really together in the last few months, and it's like, right, 2026 is a year for this, is I realized that how can I lead a team when I have sometimes really poor self-leadership? And I'm not immune to it either, it's a normal human reaction to avoid discomfort. I'm definitely not perfect. So I've realized that last year, I had a growing team, and I was trying to lead a team, but I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to lead a team, but I can't even lead myself. So I've done lots of shadow work around leading myself and trying to step into the hard and the discomfort of that. I'm definitely not perfect. It's something that's probably only come really together over the last few months. And now I'm like, right, 2026 is a year of self-leadership. I want to be a completely different person when I finish this year. I have so many goals. I want to be almost unrecognizable by the end of 2026. And now I'm telling you guys, so you guys can hold me to that. Share your goals with people. It helps. And all the goals that I want to work towards with the goals that I've had since year 10 and the ones that are going to require the Empire 2028 vision are going to require me to be a completely different person and have way better self-leadership. And my mentor was like to me, I've got A players on my team now. Love, love, love my team. We need more A players because the business is growing, and love my team now. And I was chatting to my mentor about keeping A players and also attracting more A players, because it's hard in a country town to attract people that want to work in the industry that we are in, because there's a few other options, and it's not really a normal choice in a country town, which means that it's hard to find people that are willing to jump in on the vision with us. And all the girls are fantastic. They're all A players. So I was chatting to my mentor, and I was like, we need A players, and we need people fully aligned, and working at the club is their only job. And my mentor said to me, how can you expect to attract A players when you're not an A leader? And I was like, that one stung, but it was what I needed to hear. And I'm like, no, you're totally right. And I was feeling that way anyway. And I was like, but that's what I love too. I was like, I want someone to tell me how it is. And I was like, no, you're right. So moving into 2026, all I'm focusing on is I'm not focusing on the external and the A player team and all of that. I'm focusing on the internal. And it's like, how can I be an A player leader? How can I have way better self-leadership? How can I keep myself to my standards? How can I not stray away from that? How can I listen to my gut? How can I block out all these outside opinions? How do I stop looking for validation in outside opinions? But I had me reflecting on all aspects of my life. And it made me realize maybe what I'm putting on other people in other areas of relationships in my life, or other areas of my life. What I'm asking of them, but maybe not focusing on myself and the part that I play. We're very easy to jump up at what our friends aren't doing and what our parents aren't doing and what our partner isn't doing. But then when you reflect on yourself, it's like, well, I have really poor self-leadership as well, and I'm not necessarily doing. This year has challenged me a lot to be like, okay, you're not following through with leading yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. So how can you pick on other people? So when it's come to my manifesting last year, I found that the universe bring me so many challenges and lessons that I needed to learn. And I'm just super excited to work through all this stuff that I need to work through to see the version of myself. Cause like I said, I want to be completely unrecognizable by the end of 2026. And I've told you guys now. And I know that my goals are completely going to stretch me. And I'm so ready for what the universe is going to bring in and the challenges that it's going to present to me, because I also look back on my life and I know that every single thing I've been through, I've always turned out okay. Like, it's always turned out okay. I've always got through it. I can get through hard things. So I want you guys to write out your goals. If you haven't done them already, do everything that you usually do. Like, goals are the best. Like, I recommend everyone having goals. It's like literally, to me, what makes my world spin is like having goals to work towards. So if you've wrote out your goals, or you're going to write out your goals, do it normally, but then also think to yourself, I am so ready for the person that I have to become and the challenge I have to work through to hold this manifestation, hold this goal, reach this goal. It's going to require a completely different version of myself. Like, let's bring it on. And don't get disheartened when the universe sends you heaps of challenges or the complete opposite to what you wanted, because you needed to work through some stuff to be able to become the person who reaches that goal, holds that standard, holds that vision, and just like face it like head on. Like we say in the studio, do hard shit, like work through your shadows. Otherwise you'll get stuck on the same cycles. And how frustrating, like, you can't bring your goals in because you're not willing to do the work that it requires. So this episode is just a little bit of food for thought. Have a bit of reflection on all the things that you've tried to manifest in the past that haven't gone the way you thought it would. And also have a bit of a think about maybe what lessons you were meant to learn during that time. And then how you come out on the other side. If you did do the shadow work and face the challenges, how that ended up on the other side. Or if you didn't, maybe you still need to do it. But don't be scared about shooting big in life because of what the universe or God is going to present you with challenges, because I promise you, the journey is the person you become, not necessarily just reaching your goals. Like, I know the value that I'm going to have as a person once I reach the Empire 2028 vision. Like, and I'm more going to be proud about the person I've become as well as reaching the vision. But reaching the goals is not the be all and end all. It's not necessarily what's going to fill your cup up, because you always think, I'll be happy when I get a new car, I'll be happy when I get a new house, I'll be happy when I get a new job. And then it doesn't necessarily fill your cup up as the way you think it's going to. What fills your cup up is the person you had to become to reach that goal and hold that standard and vision. That's what fills your cup up. I'd love to chat to you guys about this. Like, I literally could chat about this all day. It's a super exciting topic for me. So send me through your thoughts around this episode. I really can't wait to dive in with you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. See you. Love you. Bye.